In truth, the bug out bag is a very essential prepper item. It holds everything you would need in the event you have to live away from your home for a period of time. It's very important what you carry in it and how you organize it. But what do you need in a bug out bag? Now, in the previous video, I tested a bag that I had put together for overnight winter challenge. But I got to see how effective it was and what challenges I could expect trying to live off of it. Now fast forward a few months later to today, I put together a new bag built off of the lessons I had learned from that experience. In this video, we're going to open this up. We're going to see what changes I've made to it. Okay, so first thing I want to do is start off by telling you a little bit about the bag. So this is a Swiss Gear Smart Scan laptop backpack. Essentially, this is a backpack that is relatively expensive. You can find it anywhere on Amazon or Walmart. I like it largely because of the fact that it's relatively inexpensive, and two, it's largely non-tactical in appearance. It essentially has everything you would need, but just in a very gray man type of way. So as you can see, I have it pretty packed and decked with everything I would need. So what I tried to do when I packed this bag was start with level of importance. So I'm going to go with everything that is on the outside in. So when I was also packing this bag, I also considered not only just importance, but also ease to grab, if you know what I mean. So if I'm in a dark situation where I don't have much light, I have a flashlight. I can easily reach in my bag and grab that from the front pocket. So that's the first item. Second item is multi-tools. So in here in this bag, I have, you know, a little Leatherman multi-tool. As you can see here, these things have your typical pliers, you know, knives, all that fun stuff. Very handy, very good to have. Next is duct tape. So duct tape is it's the lifeblood of prepping. Duct tape can be used for all kinds of stuff, from patching wounds to, you know, attaching a knife to your gun to, you know, anything. You know, tape is tape. It is amazing to have. Definitely recommend. I think the tape I have here is a basic backpacking duct tape you can find anywhere at Walmart or any store that carries camping supplies. And then this is a bit more of a redundant tool. It is a Swiss Army knife. It comes, you know, if you know anything about Swiss Army knives, they have, you know, basically, you know, knives, little screwdrivers, and bottle cap openers and stuff like that, can openers. You know, a basic tool, but definitely worth having. Definitely a must if you're gonna have build a bug out bag. And again, redundancy. This is like a little Duracell screwdriver. It has the little screwdriver part that comes out. You can flip it, make it a flathead screwdriver, or you can make it, you know, regular Phillips screwdriver. That fun stuff. All right. Let's see. Other item is a mobile phone charger. So this is, I think the brand is Mobi. Essentially, it allows me to charge my phone on the go. Invaluable. Whenever my phone's about to die, I can pop this baby in, and with the regular USB charger, and there I have a full recharger too for my phone. All right, now next thing, paracord. I decided to include this on the outside of the bag for convenience. Paracord basically can be used for just about anything. Whatever you need it for, there you go. It can be used for shoestrings. It can be used to rig a shelter. It can be used for starting fires with this little material in here. Just think of anything you need to tie. You know, you can do knots with this, anything. Very good tool to have, very appropriate for a bug out bag. Now the thing I have in the pocket right here is a Soul brand emergency Bivvy bag. Now this is a very important item for me, largely because I could, you know, whether you decide to carry a sleeping bag with your bug out bag or not, you have a little emergency bag right here. It's well insulated, thermal, It basically, in the event that you don't have a sleeping bag or you find yourself lying on a warm or cold surface, you can get in this and you have instant protection. Is it most comfortable? No, there's no padding. Largely, that's kind of up to you to improvise. But in a survival situation, comfort isn't really the priority. It's being able to survive, it's being able to live. So that is a very important little tool of mine. I've used it in my previous video, and it was great. Passed the test. I was alive at the come morning, 30 degree weather. Great to have. All right. And as for this other pocket here, I decided to keep like a little cheap compass in here. It's convenient because if I ever get lost or don't know my way around, I can just look on this and see which way is north, basic direction and navigation. On the other side of it, there's a thermometer, and that's making sure how well it really works. It seems to be largely accurate to the current room temperature. Might be off by a degree or two. So yeah, great to have in an easy to reach pocket. Point of everything here listed. So over there, that's my easy to reach tools that I would need on the trail. So now to go to the first pocket. Here I have basically my medical gear. Okay, so right here I have a basic Avenger medical first aid kit. It's a basic first aid kit. It has your typical first aid equipment like gauze, pads, antiseptic wipes, bandages, all that fun stuff. Anything from band-aids to heavy bleeds. Definitely a must. Can't go anywhere without a first aid kit, especially if it's a bug out situation where you might not have medical service ready in the event you get hurt. I'll just leave this in here. With the medical kit, I would probably include a trauma pack. Essentially, if you sustain an injury that's more than just a little scrape, a minor surface cut, or bee sting, you want to have this on hand. This can treat gunshot wounds, severe, deep cuts, and just about any other kind of trauma you might experience that will go a bit more than just your typical bump and scrape. So another key feature about this, it has quick clot bandages. Essentially, they help stop the bleeding if you have a serious cut or wound. So definitely a must. Definitely would recommend it. Together, both of these are about $40, $20 each. So largely inexpensive, but very necessary. Here I have some N95 masks. I consider these very important because if you've been asleep for the past year, we recently went through a pandemic. In the event that you don't have your regular face mask, you can pop this on and you'll be fine. But it's not just pandemics you have to worry about. If you get caught in a fire, if you get caught in a situation where there's a lot of particulates in the air that you don't want inside your body, this is it right here. So very good to have. I didn't include it in the bag, but another accessory I would include would be something like a bandana. A wet bandana is amazing in the fire. It prevents smoke from getting into your nose and mouth. Here, I wouldn't say this is medical equipment, but it's just your basic pens, G2 pens. Great to have. Use to write down notes. I decided to include this in my medical part because it's basically a little not tactical knife. It's a little flip knife, Gerber flip knife. I think it cost me about $20. Any event that you have a cut or wound that you need to cut through clothes to get to, I can easily whip this out, and I have this on hand, ready to use. It's sterilized, well, not anymore I guess, but it's largely clean. I don't use it for anything else other than what I intend to use it for, which is cutting clothes or helping with some sort of emergency medical situation. All right, so that's that part of the bag. All right, so here's a pocket here I forgot to mention. This carries all of my fire starters, basically. So this bag right here holds all my fire starters. So here I have, basic matches and a strike pad. I keep them in a bag to keep them waterproof and make sure no water gets in them because water will ruin these. I have, I don't know how many I have in here, but basically enough to start a fire if I need to. Put it right there. I also include backups. Here is a big lighter. Not, the best fire starter, but, hey, ready fire. Here will be the third option for starting a fire. Magnesium. So these little magnesium bars are amazing because I can take any kind of knife or metal tool and scrape off magnesium shavings onto a pile I want to start a fire on. So if I'm trying to start a fire for dinner or something like that. Then I can use the knife or the edge of the blade and strike the striker right here, which would spew sparks onto the piles and whatever tinder I want to use and ignite a fire. I have used these a couple times and they are very effective. It takes some practice to use, so it's not like you don't expect to be able to just get it out of the bag and know how to use it immediately. So that's why with any of this stuff you want to go ahead and get some decent practice in. So you can check out my experience with this in my other video. The last item I have here are UCO stormproof matches. Now these matches are amazing largely because they are waterproof and they have a little thing of gunpowder that when ignited burns very hot, very bright. These are great for starting fires because of how hot they burn, and because they are waterproof you don't have to worry about them getting wet. I still keep it in the bag just to be on the safe side, but nonetheless a very great tool to have. Alright, so second pocket. This includes all my food items. Now this is a very important thing because food, you can't live without food, you can't live without water. So I carry all kinds of items in here, largely for just the situation. In this bag I carry, Nutri-Grain bars. They're great for on-the-go snacking and all that great fun stuff. If you can probably switch this out for granola or trail mix, but either way, you want something that you can eat on the go as a snack. Let's see, other food. If I want to sit down and eat a meal, I have freeze-dried packs that I can pour hot water into and have a ready-to-eat meal right here. So definitely invaluable, definitely a must, especially in a bug-out situation. But with those type things, you want to wait to warm said water up and make ready for use. I already mentioned I already showed you my fire starter, so here is my little foldable stove that I keep in the bag as well, in this pocket as well. This I can set up anywhere. It's small, convenient. I can use it to burn wood, or right here, little solid fuel tablets. It's a great addition to this bag. It's not necessary, but if you want something that's convenient and easy, definitely go with these. But know how to use wood to know how to use a wood burning stove, because this fuel will go very quickly. It does not last very long at all. And then of course you want a little aluminum cup to put over fire to warm water in. I made a mistake when I first bought this. This one has been painted, so though it's food grade, when it's put over open fire, the paint burns off and can even produce a smell that might make you a little nauseous. I know it made me a little nauseous, so though I've included it in the bag just for the videos, for the video's sake. But I would recommend going with like a aluminum cup that hasn't been stained or painted. Now, water-wise, I have 2 bottles of water right here. These are great because it's ready water. I can drink it, wash my hands with it, whatever I need it for, I have it right here. With water, you want to make sure that your bug out plant has, or your bug out route, has, a water source. You want to be able to pass by a water source and renew your water supplies. But doing so, you want to make sure you have water filters and purification devices. One such being this Sawyer water filter here. Now this filter can be picked up at any store that sells camping supplies. It's great because it's small, miniature, can filter about 100,000 gallons of water. That's great. The thing is I consider it even better than life straws, because life straws are not as versatile, and it's a little difficult sometimes to suck up the water and use your suction alone to purify water. That's why I like this one, because it is gravity fed, at least has the potential to be. So you can fill like this little bag up here and with water, screw it onto the filter, and there you can squeeze it through, and you got potable water. There are some kits out there that allow you to rig up like a gallon bag with a little tube, so you can have like a gravity fed system. So definitely I'll include a link in that in the description below. But definitely a great addition to this bag. A must, definitely a must. Second to that is water purification tablets. It depends on which ones you get, but these right here are, I think they're called potable aqua. They're great because these will kill any microbes or biological contaminants, but they're also, as you can see right here, these yellow tablets right here, they will neutralize the chemical taste that purifiers usually put in the water. So great to have, great as a secondary option. Make sure you rotate those out. You don't want to have them for too long, because over time chemicals will break down, rendering them largely ineffective. So that's definitely a must there. In this part of the bag, I carry largely most of my tools. So I have like a little cheap emergency poncho that I can put on. Might include this in one of the pockets in outside the bag, just for ease and convenience, but that's great. In the event I don't want to wear a heavy jacket, I can just put on a poncho and be safe from the rain. Here I have a little tactical knife. It's great because it can serve multiple uses. I can use it for combat, or I can use it to cut wood or saw wood. Use it as a fire starter. A knife is a knife. There's almost endless amount of uses for a knife, including self-defense. Oh, and the kind of knife it is, it's a Defender Extreme tactical knife. So I'll include a link to that in the description as well. Other things I have here is a cheap little emergency radio. I decided not to include a more expensive radio, largely because I just wanted something that is cheap and easy to use, won't cry if it gets broken. Essentially, this can scan AM, FM bands. So in the event of an emergency situation, if I need critical news or information, I can just turn this bad boy on and get whatever information I need. I also include a backup set of batteries for this. You always need batteries for whatever device, electrical device you have. All right, next is a tarp. You need a tarp. Tarps are amazing because they have a couple uses. You can use it for shelter, you can use it as a barrier, you can use it as a water collector, you can use it for just a lot of different things here, especially if it's raining. In one of my other videos, I used a tarp or something similar to a tarp to act as a shelter. They basically are amazing, especially used in tandem with emergency bivvies, because they keep the wind out of your face, and keep other elements off of you, especially like rain, snow, whatever. So these are great for whatever the environment you're in. Definitely a way to help protect you. In the last pocket, I include my hatchet. I have like a little protective case covering over it. Amazing thing, can't go anywhere without it. You can use it for cutting down trees, self-defense, whatever you need. Always great to have it. Now there are a few items I decided to leave out of this video, largely because their relevance varies depending on your needs and sometimes the laws in your area. So some of the items I want to go ahead and talk about are weapons. Having something like a baton or a firearm of some type. It's very important that you have a way to defend yourself when it comes to bugging out. So you want to make sure that you have some form of defense, whether it's a knife or a baton or a gun. Now the laws vary in the different states, so choose to approach that how you will. But I'm not going to tell you exactly how you want to approach it. For me, I live in a state that is very lenient when it comes to firearms. So getting in trouble with the law is not really my concern, but I want to reiterate a point I made earlier in the video, this bug out bag is made specifically for you. So make sure that whatever you pack away is not going to get you in trouble. Another thing I decided to leave out was walkie-talkies and two-way communication. I also felt that that was somewhat dependent on your situation, because if it's just you, you're not going to really need to pack two-way communication. You just want to make sure you have a radio that can, pick up signals and pick up emergency broadcasts. But stuff like two-way radios, ham radios, may largely be unnecessary for you. You can choose to still pack it because you never know what situation you may find yourself in. But if you're looking to kind of keep your costs down, it's okay to forego two-way communication. I feel like some preppers might get on me for that, but that's just my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to comment on the section below. Another thing I would kind of left out, but I feel that is not based on relevance, this is more or less, you can't pack it, is sleeping bag. Now, whenever you pack your bag, you want to put it stored in a location that is easy to reach, easy to grab. Next to it, you want to pack a sleeping bag, and like a travel pillow. In addition to that, you also want to include a good pair of shoes, boots, and maybe even. These things can be crucial because you don't know what situation you're going to be in, so you want everything that you're going to need in a moment's notice. So that concludes this video. As I always said, now you know, and knowing is half the battle.